So some of you might have seen the post I put up yesterday, but for those of you who didn't, we're here for the new moon in Taurus. Um, and we're gonna do some secret code names. This event was not posted for purchase, so you did not miss anything. Spirit just kind of guided me to 4 different secret code names. So the secret code names are, if you are drawn to them for any reason, maybe one thing I say in that reading, and that was the reason why, the reading was meant to find you. Um, or maybe the whole thing, if you're lucky. Pennywise, 𝙀𝙢𝙖𝙞𝙀, and Batesian Mimicry. Those are the 4 different secret code names. Okay, Pennywise, 𝙀𝙢𝙖𝙞𝙀, and Batesian Mimicry. The timestamps for those will be in the description after the live is over. Now, those of you who did catch the post, I'm a bit late. So I tried, because I have a second device now, so I had tried around 10:30 to transfer all of the data that I would need from my phone to this new one, which is not going the way that I had hoped it would, which sucks because that phone cord, the charger, connects to where I'm recording. The charger that I have for this phone does not, so it is not hooked up to a charger. I tried to then use my overhead, which broke. My overhead holder. So we are making do, guys. We are making do with what we have, and hopefully I have 100% charge right now. I went fully charged going into this, so hopefully the battery just does what it's supposed to do and lasts long enough. Hey Kristen, how are you? So, first secret code name, Pennywise. Let's get a timestamp in here. If y'all know Pennywise, he's a horrible clown. And Spirit guided me to a fuck ton of decks, so where do we want to start, Spirit? Because the theme for this event is severance pay. Spirit gave me that real clear. So let's see what Spirit wants you to know based around that theme, because there's a lot wrapping up. This might be the biggest moon event of the year, to be completely honest. If not, yeah, it might be the biggest moon event of the year just because of the different alignment. We've got Mars exact on Chiron and Aries. We've got the moon conjunct Uranus and Ceres and Algol. Severance. Let's see. Legal and stagnant. Okay. Lawyers, court work, paperwork, stuck, dead end, frozen. You may be in a legally binding contract with someone or something, and it's stagnating or dead. So, if you were guided to Pennywise, you could know that if you're living in a certain place, maybe you own your home, but you really have to let it go because you're stagnating where you are. Or you're in a relationship, maybe you're legally married, right? Or you're contractually bound sharing a location with somebody and the relationship is dead, right? There's something going on here where there is legal ties involved. So if like right off the bat, you don't have any legal connections to anybody that could possibly go south, then stick around for a different secret code name, because Pennywise is focusing on that. Let's get some more overall insight into this energy for you. Hey Lala, how you doing? Hey. All right. What else is going on with this? Energy, please, Spirit. Secret code name, Pennywise. What else do we need to know about this legal stagnant issue? Spirit's making it really clear, so I'm hearing it in my head over and over. No growth. No growth. Okay. Okay. We got our Empress in reverse, the Devil, the Dark Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician again, and the World card. These are two very opposing magicians. For those of you who are unfamiliar with my Myths of Magic Rising deck, um, there's 4 of each major arcana. So when we get the Dark Magician and the Light Magician, this is not about shadow, it's not neutrality. This is 2 very opposite ends of the spectrum. We're dealing with someone, this Empress in reverse. This is the intuitive creatrix. So this person, whoever we're dealing with, right, in this situation, especially with the Devil, you could have a really toxic feminine energy, regardless of actual gender, but you could have a really toxic feminine energy. This is someone who doesn't know how to create or generate on their own. And so they're attaching and taking, right? Attaching and taking. And this is someone who knows that they don't actually give a about you or anybody connected to you. Like, they really don't care. The Dark Magician comes from a malevolent place, like an actual malicious intent, compared to the other 3 magicians in the deck. The Dark Magician is someone who actually enjoys watching others suffer, because their internal suffering is at such a level that to watch someone else suffer and freak out worse than they are, it actually brings a smile to their inside. You know what I mean? It's that kind of a person. So we have someone who, and the keywords on this specific Devil card, it's beasts deserve cages, and it's about cowardice. It's about uh obligation, drudgery, negligence, punishment. There's even things like sociopathy and hypocrisy and things like that on here as keywords for this specific Devil. And I feel like whoever this is, they really don't know how to create or generate. They do not, they're afraid to try, because what if they fail? They're pros at this point at taking from people, right? And not caring about people. Whatever they have to do, whatever they have to say to get their needs met, they don't care. So it's like a bare minimum breadcrumb kind of energy with these 3 cards. Now, the other 3 cards we have over here are really different, because we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Light Magician, and we have the World. And in this is Saturn's gift. Okay. This particular version of the World, I love this card. It's Saturn's gift. And this person, whoever this energy is, definitely was coming from the best intended place, right? When we have a divinely guided light magician come out in the cards, it's almost like the divine dropped a blessing, right, in order to help someone or get them out of a cycle. This energy is so light that this person, it's like getting an empath, but like if an empath had a superhero costume. you know, it's the visual spirits giving me. It's like this energy was such a blessing or a breath of fresh air. Like, whoever this first energy is never had to worry about anything with this second energy. This second energy was giving and continuing to give and pour to this person, knowing that this person was taking and some on some level incapable of giving back or elevating or upgrading to be the person that they could choose to be, but don't. This person, first person, thought that they were taking and benefiting and being slick, like they were smart or superior to this giving person, when this giving person, I think, was very well aware of the fact that this person had issues and needed genuine just love. They just needed fucking love. They needed someone to be present and be taken advantage of, essentially, because the lesson is not with each other, it's after the exit, right? Whenever this kind of blessing comes in, if the blessing um is, for lack of prettier words, if the blessing gets fucking shit on, then the karma comes after. Like, you don't know what you had until it's gone, or the one that got away. It's like all that kind of energy that ties in with this person over here. So let's this is Kipper. Let's just get a little more insight, because I do feel like that's two very separate energies. Someone is super toxic, someone knows they're super toxic and is giving to them anyway, but I think that's really ending. Let's see here. We got the privileged lady and we got the wealthy man. Community in the reverse. So again, the feminine energy, right? Feminine energy. You might have someone who feels really entitled, or they're spoiled, right? They have been taking advantage of whatever this energy is from the gate. And wealthy man, it's wealthy masculine energy. Masculine energy, when you take the gender away, this person is a very rich in capability kind of person. Masculine energy takes action, they do things, right? It's the choice making, shot calling facet of the self. So whoever this person is, they have a wealth of capability. They have a wealth of providability for whatever it is that this person needed. The thing is, it's kind of falling apart, and I feel like the community between them, whether they have shared friends, or if they're close with each other's families, if these, if this is a working relationship, right, a working dynamic between two people, one person has given someone else a whole lot of chances, and this person thinks they can get away with murder because, they're connected to whatever they need to be connected to in whatever way, that they kind of feel um invulnerable. Thief is on the bottom. And there's a young child stealing a pocket watch off a man, right? Time. And it's Saturn. Time is Saturn's domain. I think this person is officially putting the book. Like, they learned whatever lesson they had to learn and they're putting the book away. The chapter of their life with this individual. Because, like, if you look at the card, it's called she's holding a book. Old you, knew you, won you, to you. And it's about the mirror, right? It's about how we heal in the mirror with other people. And every time a book is completed, she has a chain that, this golden chain link that kind of hangs and drapes over her body with all these different little charms from the different covers of the books. And so, this person, whoever they are, they've been around quite a few lifetimes. Like, there's a whole lot of charms on that chain. Like, this person has learned a lot with different people, and I feel like they're done with this. They know it's stagnating, and that they maybe have like a higher legal obligation, right? A spiritual obligation. When we're talking about, higher spiritual law, this is above the earthly realm, right? There's spiritual laws, there's universal laws, right? This person knows that whatever the court order was with this individual, the time's up, it's done, right? You can't continue any further with it, because they got to the point where they either value the blessing and choose of their own accord to change to fit what is deserving of this kind of energy, or they continue in their bullshit and they lose it. You know what I mean? Like, the whole reason why people, pour and give is because they see the potential in other people. It's when that potential stops being possible that they kind of pull out and they're like, okay, you don't actually want to grow at all. You don't actually want to be a better person and actually learn to love. Okay, that's fine, but I'm going to move on, and you're either going to have to find someone else to be a parasite and leech off of, or you're going to have to grow up. You're going to have to evolve. You're going to have to change. You can't keep living in the same wounding, right? At some point, you have to decide what wounds still work for you, or what wounds you're still working with, and what wounds are seriously impacting your life in a negative way. Like, it's okay to change. It's more than okay to change, right? It's kind of necessary. It's kind of necessary. Even the things that we think don't change over millions and millions and millions of years change. Like, well, rocks don't change. You give a rock enough time on this planet and it will fucking change. It will not be the same rock in a million fucking years. You know? So I think that's the kind of situation we're dealing with here. What does this look like, Spirit? Because we obviously have two individuals. One is super toxic and one is closing the book, right, with this person. They obviously haven't grown. At the very least, appreciative. They have not grown in the very least. They're not even appreciative. We're getting this entitled energy off of them. I saw the hangman twice when I cut the deck. Yeah, there's major stagnation here. So what does this look like coming out of this new moon energy? What does this look like, please, Spirit? Yeah, they missed the opportunity to level up. Okay, so Spirit gave this person a blessing. They had an opportunity genuinely to level up. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. They didn't put in the work, right? They sabotaged themselves or betrayed themselves, being afraid, right? The cowardice. They're neglecting whoever this is. They're sociopathic, or they've got some kind of, narcissistic bend to them, and they missed the opportunity, right? They missed it. So Spirit clarified that. Clarify the second person further. What is going on with the masculine energy here? Okay, so Wheel of Fortune with the Page of Pentacles. Eight of Cups in the reverse and the Four of Coin. This feels like this person wants to change their fate and go back to something they've been holding on to. Who was maybe a part of this book. Like, after this whole ordeal, right, which was divinely orchestrated, after this whole ordeal, whoever this person is, they want to go back towards a blessing of an opportunity that maybe they came across that they're still holding on to, even though they know the book is closed. They know the book is closed. Saturn taught them a lesson. I'm nosy as hell. What is it? What is it? It's my little mini rider weight here. Let's get clarities on both. What opportunity? Well, they botched the opportunity. So what is what is most likely to transpire if they stay on the track they're on? for this first person? What is the most likely outcome for them? Spirit said keep it there. This person, first off, is not going to go quietly. They're going to get super defensive, like this shit is not over. They're still not willing to put in the work, though. It's called a big puff of hot air. Oh my god. So yeah, 7 of Pentacles with the Magician, like they're still not bringing their best to the table. They're like, you can't leave, but I'm not changing. You didn't give me enough. 4 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, they end up losing the fantasy, the dream, the quote unquote happily ever after that they had in their head, thinking they could be this dark and get away with it. So what is person number 2 here looking to potentially resurrect or start a new book with an old character? Because that's the vibe I'm getting. The Tower. That's a little crazy, Spirit. Okay, so this was a huge eye-opener for them. This is what they thought they wanted when they were a King of Wands. They betrayed themselves as well. Really, we got the World out here twice. We got Magicians, 3 of them out here. We've got 10, 10, 10. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 all over the place. Another 10. We've got a lot. So, okay. I feel like, one, neither of these people know what to do. Because I feel like whoever this person was banked on this person evolving, and they didn't. And they lost something in the background that, in hindsight, now that they've gone through all of this with said person, they want to go back to. Okay? This person was a huge eye-opener for them. And this person doesn't know what to do because they never thought this person was going to leave. They thought they had this person whipped and wrapped around their finger. Like, evil as hell. You'll do whatever I want for the rest of our lives. Thought they had them completely checked into them. So this person is losing the blessing. And this person already lost a blessing. I feel like this person is going to change a lot after this person's exit. Just like they changed a lot after whatever previous situationship they had, right? I just feel like both of them are coming out of this looking like beggars with this 6 of coin on the bottom because they don't know where to go, right? And that 2 of Wands is under that. They don't know where to go. They had put all their eggs in each other's basket and then started fighting each other with the baskets and then realized all their eggs broke. That's essentially what I'm kind of getting from these energies. I don't know if there's anything more to come from this person going back, because they really did betray the shit out of the 10 of Cups. They did. Whatever their 10 of Cups was, like, they this person lived whoever they lost energy signature. So if they lost a blessing, right? Saturn's gift, if they really did lose a light magician, which is like an earth angel, if they lost that kind of a blessing, they ended up becoming the blessing to feel what it was like to be the blessing who banked everything on someone they thought was forever, only for them to not evolve and have to call it quits. So it's almost like they repeated the pain they didn't understand that they were causing in someone else, and it took this whole ordeal to kind of get them there. The thing is, they really did fucking hurt whoever they lost, just like whoever this is hurt them enough to move them on when they really did pour endlessly, right? Unconditionally, knowing this person was hurt, broken, damaged, just needed fucking love, and they got shit on. So I feel like if you were drawn to secret code name Pennywise, you got fooled by a fucked up clown, right? It's a clown, and we're talking about the magicians and stuff like that. I feel like your inner child had wounds and you got duped by a horrible person. They're a horror. They're a horror. As of right now, the vibration they're in is horrible. Anybody can make better choices. Anybody can decide on any given day in any given moment that that is who they were, and it created some crazy fucking results in their life, and they are never doing that shit again. Anybody can make those choices. Wow, I was getting all of this good stuff from this person, and I treated them like such shit. I didn't care about them at all. I didn't consider their needs at all. I was this, I was that. I was cussing at them for no good reason, being petty as fuck. Like they will have to learn that when you act like that and you don't evolve and you don't know how to have an adult conversation and solve problems so that life can be better, like yeah, people are gonna like dip. They're gonna dip. Like, dude, you're not even adult enough to handle a mess, let alone, prevent them. Like, you're making them. I feel everything here is just. Spirit just said just. What's the guidance? Let's pull a guidance card. The mystic and the shaman. You have those dreams. Am I crazy or is it the moon? Intuition, high priestess, visionary, lunatic, insights, cosmos. If I'm going to give this guidance to person number 1, you might really want to look into healing your mother wounds. I think you might have some serious mother wounds. And it says like there's a reason you have those dreams. I feel you're probably more intuitive than you give yourself credit for. And if you're having dreams or nightmares, like it's not necessarily that they're prophetic, but you have to look at how you feel when you wake up from the dream. Like, let's just say you have a dream that, like, you're person number 1, right? Let's just say you have a dream that person number 2 DIESs, right? They DIES. I feel like if you wake up and you're in a panic and you're upset, it's kind of you don't want to lose that person, Like, you don't want to lose that person. If you were to have a dream that this person was cheating on you or something and you get upset, like you wake up and you're upset because, you had this dream they cheated on you. It's not because they necessarily did, although I ain't knocking intuition and dreams, okay? But if you know, and you gotta discern. But let's just say you did have a dream that this person cheated on you and you're upset and whatever, then if you know that losing this person could upset you, like maybe do things that don't push this person away. or, partake in activities and different things that this person appreciates. Like, maybe this person works really hard and they really like a foot rub. They'll never ask, but they would fucking love one. It's consideration. You'd be surprised how many people don't do that shit. Like, considering other people and whatever. Now, if I were to give this advice to this person, you might have been connected to a very intuitive, tuned in, mystical kind of person. They might still show up in your dreams. Um and there's a reason why you're having those dreams. Like, you haven't let go of whatever the lesson was for you via this person yet. You haven't completed it yet. You might have gotten 99% of it, but there's still more tied to this person. So you might have to take a leap of faith towards this person with an open mind, like anything could fucking happen. From being hung up on, cussed out, whatever, to them calling me a month later because they thought about it. Like, you're going to have to be open to whatever possibility is out there, including it working out and you actually being the person to reciprocate the blessing that this person is or was. There has to be some huge evolution in this. You know, you guys aren't crazy, but you're definitely blind to the reality of what is really going on a spiritual level, which makes it could make anybody feel crazy. It could make anybody feel crazy. I'm telling you, this person 20 years from now is going to feel crazy for fucking up with this person, just like this person feels crazy for letting go of or losing whatever they lost. You know, we don't feel crazy at the time. But in hindsight, you're like, why the fuck would I ever do that? Like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? You were healing things, my dear. You were healing things. That's okay. That's okay. People have to heal things. That's why we're literally all here. So don't beat yourself up for life. Okay. That was secret code name Pennywise. Now we're getting into Dark Hollow. So Dark Hollow, when Spirit gave me the visual for the secret code name, it looked like I was in what could not be described as anything less than like a cosmic void. But it was like the dark hollow of a tree in the middle of it. And it was just this kind of, it was unsettling, the feeling that I got looking at the void. Like, it felt intimidating and was trying to reassure that there's nothing to be afraid of, even though it was scary as fuck to see. So you might be dealing with something on a very high spiritual level and be in the dark about it and not understand why things are happening the way that they are and feel kind of lost, and you're being drawn into this unknown space that's terrifying, but it might not be as bad as you're fearing. And there's always a reason for it, right? There's always a higher reason for everything. We just need to be able to look deep within ourselves to try and figure it out. You know, the mirrors that we have in each other help a lot when we're deep diving into the self. So, Spirit, what is the vibe for secret code name Dark Hollow? Antisocial, paranoid, came out reversed, and soulmate. So, whoever this reading is for, especially around this theme of severance pay, right? That's the theme for the secret codename event, is severance pay. I feel we're definitely dealing with a romantic connection and or a twin flame connection, which they aren't always romantic twin flames, but they often are. They're at least extra intense when they are. They could feel that way. I feel like this person is internalizing like a lot. I don't feel like you're talking to whoever this is pertaining to. I do feel like you're watching them. That you've kept an eye on them. And I don't think you care who sees, which might, I don't know why that is significant. Unless you're with somebody who would get pissed off if you were, like stalking an ex or something. It's almost like you feel like someone moved on without you. Let's get more. Let's get more. Hi, Christina. Hi, Caitlin. Sorry, guys. I'm just checking up on the chat. Hello, hello. And if I missed your comment, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll go back and check towards the end. Just to say hi. Given my battery is sticking around. What is going on with this? Please, Spirit. What do we need to know? Like there's more. My Dark Magician is out again. Okay. I got the sun on the bottom. Summer solstice might be a time indicator for some of you. We got the tower. This one specifically is the lighthouse of Alexandria. Not all who wander are lost. They light the way. Not all who wander are lost. It's Uranian energy. I know the tower is typically Mars. This version of it is Uranian. We have the death card in the reverse. This is the 𝙀𝙢𝐖𝐸𝐿𝐴. And it says, death is merely the release of a prison, body, mind, heart, or belief. I think this person is in the middle of a storm because they're used to the storm. And they don't know when to let the storm go. They have a belief system Okay, something inside their belief system that they're not letting go of. And it doesn't have to be something like, well, I believe in, this or that religion or policy. It could be like, I believe I'm an asshole for never going back and helping this person. I believe that I'm an asshole or I'm a bitch because I'm horrible because this person, I loved them and I abandoned them. I'm a shitty person. I don't deserve to be happy. You don't think about that belief, but that don't mean it ain't there. Maybe there was someone you were talking to for a couple months back in college or away when you were traveling, and you met them and it was star-crossed and you wish you would have took it further and maintained a relationship or grew a relationship with them, but you just disconnected, lost it. Maybe you knew that they were hurt because you didn't follow through or progress it, whatever. Maybe their life would have been better off with you in it. Failed them in some way. Like, this is the thing that people don't think about. Why are you suffering? Right? This person, whoever we're dealing with, this person is suffering. And it's because there is some kind of belief that is keeping them wandering around. But they're not necessarily lost, right? We get this devil card, and this particular devil card is about legacy. It's about lineage. It's about family values and strategy and business. This is the Cancer Capricorn type polarity. Maybe this person believes in family obligation. And no matter what, you got to make it work for the kids, right? That belief. Maybe that belief is toxic as hell. Maybe it's toxic as hell. I wish my father would have left my mother. Woo! I wish he would have. I wish he would have. You know? God. I feel like whoever this is dealing with their own demons. And what they may or may not realize is that they are self-inflicting quite a bit of pain on the self. I don't feel like their demons are having a field day with anybody else but them right now, especially because we have the Hermit following it, right? And it's recovering the dark feminine or uncovering the dark feminine, right? Recovering from that kind of energetic state where the dark feminine is where you think or believe that you deserve to receive painful experience. The dark feminine receives painful experience. And so this person, whoever they are, is creating situations for themselves that are painful, especially if it is tied to children or marriage. If you're putting on a show for whatever, whoever. But I do think that there is a part of this person who doesn't care if they get caught anymore. Right? They don't care, right? The paranoid card came out in the reverse. This person doesn't care if they get caught. They're in their feelings. They're keeping it tight-lipped. They're not talking about it. They feel as if a soulmate or someone has moved on without them, right? Evolved past them. And I feel like they want to shine. Like they want to shine too, and they feel like they can't. That's the sun and moon right there. This person might have some serious like 10th house, 4th house axis shit going on. Right, oppositions they need to integrate. I think I'm reading I'm reading a man, okay, that this reading is about. I'm reading male, but it feels like this person is highly feminine, highly intuitive, highly receptive. Like I don't think this person realizes how much they are creating what they're feeling. I don't think this person is aware of it. How their actions are kind of perpetuating this kind of cycle of pain. Let's get some more insight into that. Let me get some insight into that. What is this looking like, Spirit? This person needs some alone time. For sure. Like if they're in a dynamic where they're bound to somebody else, karmically speaking, or with children, they need some time by themselves. And to be fair, they probably need some energy work done, like some energy healing. Right, this person is sitting here pondering, and it's sometimes all I think about is what it all meant. My mirrors, whether the choices we make are of light or shadow, they compound with interest. The littlest choice can be of infinite importance. My healing is priority, solitude is my safe haven, and sovereignty is the goal. Like this person was making really, really big choices that seemed small at the time. You know, maybe they decided to get with this person. All right, let's have the baby. All right, let's move in. All right, let's get married. Like, all right, like let's do it. But they're not thinking about just how big a choice was. You know, to not heal something, or to choose this partner instead of that partner, or this path instead of that path. What if they made this choice and their whole life was different? Like, what if instead of being, mean to someone, you were nice? Would that person have unalived themselves 15 years later? Like crazy. There's all kinds of shit that people deal with. Like, you don't know. I feel like this person has made a lot of choices that affected their life in really big ways, and they didn't think nothing of the magnitude of the choice at the time. And I think they're learning the power of their choices, right? I think they're really learning the power of their choices, and they need some time alone to do that. This person needs to like reset, recenter, reinvent themselves, cleanse their energy, learn how to stop and smell the flowers, and be present in what they have to be grateful for. People need to take responsibility for their choices. It's self-owning. All right, 3 coins in reverse, Judgment, 5 coins in the reverse, the Fool, Justice, and the Queen of Wands. I don't know why. I get this feeling like someone's getting kicked out. But the person doing the kicking out is fine. The 5 of coins in the reverse, they ain't fucking hurting. But the judgment was made to end a certain contract with a soulmate. I feel that if this call were to be made, right? Because some people, you've already made this call. Some people have yet to make this call, right? So if someone is potentially getting exercised, really, Spirit gave it to me like that. If someone is getting exorcised out of your life, the person doing the exorcism is fine. If there is a contract already ended where judgment was called. Like, let's just assume this person lost something and settled into something else, right? And they lost something. If they wanted to try and resurrect it, it's because that is when they felt like they were in their golden era or when they were better off. They want to come back home. And I do feel like this person, if given the opportunity, would jump to go back and be fair. And be fair because they know what they want now. Given this person is still dealing with their demons and does need time to heal. So I feel like if this person has had a kind of eye-opening experience and started healing through different beliefs, right? Recognize their own self-sabotage, right? Where their demons literally getting their way just really hurt whoever this person is, right? When they give into their demons, the only person that gets hurt truly is them. And I think that they're learning that, or they're going to be learning that in this kind of meditative isolation state that they really ought to embrace, right? I do feel like they actually have a shot at getting what it is that they want, or whatever, or whoever it is that they desire. But it's going to take a lot of healing on the inside. They have to learn or understand why they are drawn to situations that are painful. And why, when it's not painful, that they create pain. They have to figure out why things or relationship dynamics that feel good, that benefit them in beautiful ways, right? Healthy ways, healthy relationships, why they can't just let it be good. They can't just let it be good. They've got to take advantage of it or fuck it up somehow, some way with a choice that'll eventually come back to bite them, like they do something to mess it up. And so I feel like whoever this is, whoever this reading is for, I think if you can sever whatever this is, right? Whatever this lack contract is, if you can call judgment on it and make your case, I think there is actually a chance that it could work out. Going back could work out, but that is extremely dependent on how much control you have over your own dark feminine energy, who really does believe it deserves to be abused or hurt in some way. You know what I mean? Because if you don't get that under control, it doesn't matter what blessing gets pulled into your circle, you're gonna blow it up. you're going to sabotage it in some way. And whoever you're dealing with may move on and be just fine, but you're going to be the one hurting in the end. You'll always be the one hurting in the end if you don't get the dark feminine under control. So that's kind of really what spirit is pulling to your attention right now. And I feel like right now, you could be feeling like the victim and not really listening to your intuition about the steps you need to take forward. And if you're catching this message and this is the reading you were drawn to or resonated to, like, there's a reason why you're here. And I think spirit is telling you, you got to face the truth, right? That Ace of Swords is out. You have to be able to face the truth. And the truth ain't always pleasant. You're being the victim right now. You're not listening to your intuition. You want to move forward. I think the truth is you like to fight and argue because you get bored. You need someone to fight with. Someone to make you feel unstable. Because when you get comfortable, you blow it. So it's almost like you need someone to keep you on shaky ground all the time. Like you could lose it at any time, right? Have someone that can hold things over your head to make you feel obligated to stay. Because otherwise, I think you wouldn't know how to just sit still. I think you mentally get bored. I think you have a really active mind, probably brilliant. You're probably super smart, highly intelligent, and fucking highly damaged. You're fucking broken, right? Life happens and people break. Psyches break. Hearts break. Minds break. Bodies break. Finances break. Like when we put ourselves under a lot of stress, when life puts us under a lot of stress, like, yeah, things break. Things get contorted. Things get stretched out and they don't quite go back to the way that they were. I think you really have to figure out what it is that would make you happy. Because if receiving pain and not changing is genuinely what makes you happy because the thought of changing is that terrifying, right? The thought of being happy is that terrifying, then really embrace the fact that you are living a life of pain and that that is what's familiar to you and you don't have to change and you find peace in that. Then accept that you are willing to suffer if that means you don't have to change, and that's fine. Or if your happiness looks like something else, looks like being in a long-term relationship with someone, then maybe you have to address your commitment issues. If you want to be in a long-term commitment with someone, well, then you have to long-term understand their love language and speak it to them on a regular basis. And anything that they would read as abuse or disrespect or something that they would, potentially cut you off for, well, then you need to change that behavior and not do it. And not do it anymore. You got to figure out what happiness looks like for you and act accordingly and receive accordingly. Let's pull a guidance card for you. This is a spiritual as fuck deck. Let's pull a guidance card for Dark Hollow. Cool. Look at that top of the deck. When you are wrong, admit it. When you are right, be quiet. Just say yes to fessing up or shutting up as the situation warrants. You'll be all around way more likable to everyone, including yourself. If you need to, keep a list of all the times you were abso-fucking-lutely right. Just be sure you burn it before you die so you don't ruin the illusion for everyone else. Shit you don't have time for. Other people's shit, crazy shit, bullshit, stupid shit, fake shit, shit that has nothing to do with you. Shit that has nothing to do with you. It is what you do not have time for. It says once you drop that kind of bullshitty shit, you'll have a whole lot more hours in the day to do awesome shit. Find shit to do that vibes with your soul. Shit that has no negative consequences. Shit that makes you say, oh, hell's yes. Maybe even do some shit that benefits the world in some way. You have time for the fuck yeah shit. There's a reason why Spirit is calling you out on your shit, bro. There is a reason why the universe is calling you out on your shit. Spirit knows you don't want to feel like shit. You don't really. You don't want to be stressed out. You don't want to. You don't actually want to fight. You're just bored and don't know what else to do. What hobbies do you have? What hobbies do you have? Take video games off the hobby list. Unless you are playing for money or playing competitively or playing with your partner or playing with other people, like, it's not a hobby. It is either a profession or a pastime. Y'all can come for me in the comments if you're a crazy gamer and it's like, that's not true. I don't, go ahead. Knock yourself out. That's just my opinion. You know? Like, what can you do with a person to fill the time instead of arguing? Can you learn how to do DIY stuff? Can you get into gardening and growing your own food? Can you get into something athletic, or physical base? Maybe y'all like to go out and do mini golf or whatever the fuck y'all do together. Like, I feel like whoever this is, they need a revamp. Okay? You need a revamp. You need to deal with your shit. Why do you feel the need to suffer? Can you create, or at the very least accept, a new normal for yourself, a new normal for your way of being? Can you self-correct? Right? Can you self-correct? Can you do it? The answer is, of course you can. Of course you can. It's William. Right? That was secret code name Dark Hollow. Like, there's nothing to be afraid of if you heal. Like, and that I think was the biggest point of the secret code name from the gate. Like, yeah, changing looks scary. Yeah, going into the void, the unknown, the darkness, it looks fucking scary. But when you go into the dark of yourself and you start finding the really fucking awesome parts of you, the ones that you've known and lost and forgotten or buried, and the ones that you never knew existed because they were never given a chance to breathe. There are so many parts of you that are beautiful. But if you're focusing on the ugly parts, that's what you're gonna see. That's what you're gonna experience. So start looking at your positives. Start looking at the bright side. Everything can be improved upon. Everything can literally be improved upon. And I think if you're going to move forward, then you really need to start finding some gratitude for yourself. and the lessons that, this life has brought to you. Make the most of them. Right. That's advice I can give on that. Secret code name. Uni. Hey, Sunkus for Earth Goddess. Hey, Tracy, how you doing? Secret code name Uni. Timestamp. Okay. And it was interesting because Uni, I asked Spirit, I was like, unicorn? And Spirit was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, so unicorn. And Spirit was like, no, uni. And I was like university? And Spirit was like, yeah. I was like, so university. And Spirit was like, no, just uni. I had this back and forth with Spirit, like unify? Yeah. It's like, but uni. So I was like, okay, so uni. And unicorn, university, unifying, all of those things, right? It is uni. So if you were guided to this secret code name, let's let's see with this severance pay theme what is going on for you. What is the vibe? What is the vibe? Secret code name Uni and those drawn to it or find it in divine time. What is the vibe? It's a new moon in Taurus. Severance pay theme. What is going on? Okay. Interesting. We have an exhausted, burned out, empty psychopath who is very established, secure, or wealthy, or that is what they are trying to establish. We got exhausted, psychopath, and established. And this is covered with masculine energy. So I could be literally dealing with a dude, reading about a guy for a guy. What is this? Give me some more. ID this person, please. Because that's a combo right there. This is my deck of many things. Okay. Talons and Ruin, which is like a tower card. Fool is on the bottom, but this fool in this deck is actually a fucking idiot. So, all right. All right. Talons is all about, because it's a D&D deck, it's all about losing all your magic items. They disappear permanently. So, magic is intuition. It's our connection with spirit. And this has been ripped from them. This has been ripped from them. All forms of wealth that you carry your own, including other magic items, are lost. That's the ruin card. Including property. I feel like whoever this person is, they may have been well off. They used to. Because this, spirit's wiping somebody clean. Spirit's about to wipe somebody clean. Burned out, abusive psychopath who was well established, lots of money. Oh, they have no idea. what they're going to lose. Because it feels like everything. It feels like everything. Spirit, you have to confirm further. Because why? Where's the energy at that this is what's going on with this moon? If you're a woman, I'm not reading about you. This is definitely a guy. So if you were drawn to this message as a woman, like, it's cluing you in about a guy. And if you are a guy and you know sure shit ain't you, what are your fingers crossed and then it's not? You'll know. You'll know. Because psychos, they do shit that they should not be doing. They should not be doing. Insight, please. Justice. Justice. What else? That's the highest justice card in that deck. The Lovers. The Wheel of Fortune. The Moon and the Hierophant. The World. Whoever this person is, they completed a certain cycle. Okay? They completed a certain cycle, which might be why Spirit is ripping everything clean. Because everything they created from that place of psychopathy has to go. I think they learned something. I think they learned something. Looking at these cards, they learned something, and or they are learning gratitude. They're learning how to reflect and correct. You choose what you learned you deserve. This card. You choose what you learned you deserve. Grace is when the universe manifests for you what you don't know you deserve. Mercy is when the universe spares you from manifesting what you think you deserve. And blessings are when you understand that you are the universe and choose to accept the manifestation of both grace and mercy. If this person, because it's going one of two ways. Either they learned a lesson and are therefore starting clean slate. Everything is starting over. They're losing everything because they have to start from ground zero and manifest from a better place, right? Manifest new people, better alignment, better living situations, better everything, right? They have to level up the vibration, which means all the low vibe shit has to go, right? Or they're about to learn all of these things, and so Spirit is wiping them clean to do it. This is about eternal gratitude. This Wheel of Fortune. The universe sees all, hears all, feels all, knows all, and loves all. You cannot escape your healing. Both blessings and blessings in disguise are still blessings. Spirit is teaching this person how to reflect on themselves and their choices and make corrections. You know how like people were talking about AI like having to learn how to correct itself, right? Like we can only correct AI so much, and then we give it the ability to correct itself because it could do that a whole lot faster. It's like spirit is teaching this person how to correct themselves because it takes longer when life has to correct you. If a human had to manually go in there, look through all of this shit and the programming and start fixing little things, missing things, having to go back to things, right? Like a human doing the program corrects might not be perfect and might take a really long time, but if AI could fix itself, ID its own problems and fix it, well that would work a whole lot faster, right? That would work a whole lot faster. So, Spirit is teaching this person how to correct themselves. This person's exhausted. If they are a psychopath, they're fucking tired of the masks. They're tired of putting on the facade. They're fucking tired. They hate it. Right? They hate it. I want to know what this is because this here, the moon with the Hierophant. This particular moon card has a song on it. It's by Anya Marina called Satellite Heart. And it's a song from yin to yang, a song from the feminine within the self that feels, who wants things, right? Who desires things. The feminine is how we feel, and it's a song from the feminine to the masculine, which is the shot caller. It's our choice maker. The feminine within the self can't make decisions. The masculine does that. That's our yang. So this person has been acting, right, stripped of their intuition, stripped of their feelings, stripped of all of that feminine energy, right? Stripped. This person is, for all intents and purposes, a psycho. Like, they don't have feelings. Remorse, what is that? They don't. And you know what? There's a place for those people because there's others like empaths who feel a whole lot, like way too much, and they don't know how to control it. Like, there's a reason why we exist together and why happy, healthy people always seem to find each other. And then the narcissists and the empaths always seem to find each other. Like, there's a reason. It's called balance. It's called balance. We're all learning what we do and don't deserve, what we do and don't like. Psychopath could have very well have been an empath in a past life that prayed to fucking God to never feel again because the shit is painful. So it's like, all right, be careful what you wish for. Threw them back in as a psycho. They're a psychopath, sociopath. They have no fucking feelings. Not like an empath does. Love? Yeah, okay. They might get angry when things don't go their way, but that is about it. They don't feel loss, regret. Because to be fair, as an empath myself, if I could never feel loss or regret or sadness or heartbreak again and not give a fuck, that might be nice. That might be nice. The thing is, it just causes a whole bunch of more problems. There has to be some kind of balance. Like, you can't just be an empath with your feelings and your emotions out of control and you're loving someone no matter what, even if it fucking hurts you. You can't do that. And you can't be a psychopath either who has no fucking feelings, because at the end of the day, people who love you and consider you are the best people to have in your fucking life. You will want for nothing. They will not cause you drama, pain, steal, take advantage of you at all. You need people that love, which means you got to learn how to be loving. You got to understand and learn people's love languages, because it benefits you to have people that love you around. You can't fucking hurt them. You end up losing shit. You end up in fucked up situations. You lose beneficial people. You can't get mad at them for it. You were acting in a way that didn't care about them. And if they acted in a way that didn't care about you, right? If they gave you the same medicine, you wouldn't fucking like it. You wouldn't stick around them either. Oh, you just use me and take advantage of me? Nah, I'm out. Yeah, so why would you expect them to stay? Because they love you? The shit fucking hurts. The shit fucking hurts. You know? Oh my god. Shit fucking hurts. We have to learn to live with each other in a way that we all benefit. You know, I think whoever this person is, spirit has spirit has their nuts in a vice grip. Like, let's be real. Spirit has their nuts in a vice grip. What is going on? Because the healing process, learning how to reflect and correct is real. Learning how to be grateful for the bullshit is real. Because all of this card, this Wheel of Fortune about blessings and blessings in disguise, especially tied with this card right here, like, you are the creator of your own blessings. You are the creator of your own mercy. You are the creator of your own grace. You create this vibe. It's just. So if you create a relationship with a fucking nightmare, you have to be grateful for the situation, the nightmare you got yourself into. You have to find gratitude for it because you were able to correct and reflect yourself in some way. As an empath, I have reflected and corrected. I still have that beautiful empath energy in me, but it comes under a lock code now. Not everybody just gets that shit. Nobody gets my unconditional love just flowing out of them or flowing out to them. No one. There's either reciprocation or there's not. If there's not, the faucet gets shut off. Like, you're not respecting the flow. You're not respecting the flow. So, flow gets shut off. And that's something I had to learn, right? On the opposite end of the spectrum, if you're on the opposite end, you're a psychopath, sociopath, narcissist, whatever. Like, you're on the other end of the spectrum, you really do have to learn to think about someone other than just yourself. And get out of survival mode. Get out of take mode. Because at the end of the day, when you give to givers, they give more. You give to takers, they take more. So you have to learn to ID people just like an empath does, right? Whoever this is. Our lovely psycho of the day, right? Our spotlighted psycho. Spirit loves you. It's channeling through me for you. Like, you got to learn to give. To givers. And maybe not take advantage of them, but appreciate them and reciprocate. Reflect and correct. Because having them around benefits you more in the long run. Giving to them benefits you more in the long run. It becomes a win-win for everybody. What is so fucking wrong with that? Everybody can win. Sounds good to me. Right? Sounds good to me. Shit. We got the crown. Wearing your crown, divinely aligned, one of God's chosen, divinely protected, receiving divine downloads. This person has been through some shit in their life to turn them into a psycho. Okay. Spirit hasn't given up on them. So much so that Spirit's like, you're actually like one of my people. Like, you don't actually know how close to me you are in soul. Right? This person, we got the broken mind. They have angels right in front of them and register it as a demon. They have hidden motives. This is what the psychopath is on. They could have a giver, an earth angel, right in front of them. But think about, oh, well, they're just doing it for a selfish reason. They have a motive. They have an agenda. They have something hidden from me. They're going to use me, take advantage of me. They're going to discard me. They're going to whatever. They're going to hurt me. It's a fucking angel. But they don't perceive it that way. That's the problem. It's the blind narcissist. Can't see the angel in front of them for who they are, vilifying the potential to heal. vilifying the potential to heal and ignoring green flags. No one is perfect, except maybe Jesus. Okay? We have all made mistakes. Me, as an empathic person, have been completely blindsided by another empath being in my life and didn't register it. Was not used to being loved. Was not used to a calm, supportive person in my life. I absolutely ruined it. Absolutely did. I had no idea. It happens. You make right on it the best you can. Zero expectations. I 100% apologized to that person and wrote them a very beautiful thank you for being a blessing in my life when I needed it and didn't even know. And if I let people close to me, it's because they show characteristics that he did. And if they don't love like he did, then I really don't have time to be bothered. Like, he set a pretty beautiful example of what love looks like. And I'm not blind anymore. You know, people heal, they grow, they shift. They can reflect and correct. People don't change because they don't want to. They don't want to. The world, people haven't given them reason to. The world enables them to continue the way they are. And then we meet some people in our life, blessings or blessings in disguise, that remind us that we cannot stay the way that we are. We can't stay the way that we are. The sun is about radiating light and authenticity. Alignment with your midhaven, excelling, in control of yourself. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. I will keep whoever this is in my prayers, because this shift is not easy. This is accepting the fact, really, we got finish line on top. This person's at the end stretch, right? The home stretch of this. You don't realize, more often than not, how fucked up life really was as a kid, as a teenager, as a young adult in your 20s until you're older. You'll know it's fucked up as a kid. You'll know something's off. You'll know something's not right. You know whatever your parents just said is bullshit. And you have to eat it anyway because, you know, whatever the reason at the time. But once you realize just how fucked up it all was, and the kind of pain you feel because it was so fucked up, you can choose actions that are different from those that hurt you. Like an example. It's a very mundane example, right? My dad was the big earner in the house. He was the breadwinner. My mom had 4 kids, stay-at-home mom. And she racked up all kinds of fucking credit card debt because if she didn't spend it, my dad was going to gamble it or drink it. My dad would gamble it or drink it. She used to say it all the time. She goes, well, if I don't spend it, your father's going to drink it. So she ran up hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of credit card debt. Hundreds of thousands. And so watching my dad flip out, not because he couldn't gamble or because he couldn't drink, because he just begged Peter to pay Paul if he had to. He wasn't missing out on his gambling or his drinking, but he was so dang stressed out over the bills, over the debt. I'm pretty sure that's when my dad lost a lot of his hair. I never was big on credit cards. I was never big on spending my partner's money. I ask permission. I ask permission. Like, when I'm in a financially bound situation where our finances are joined, me and someone else, like, everything is permission. I'm not spending anything without talking to the person that I am financially bound to. We have shared account. We have shared income, shared money. Okay, nothing is getting spent unless we talk to each other about it, because we both have to know what the hell is going on with the finances. Both of our lives are dependent in a certain way on the situation. My mom didn't give a fuck. She would go and open up a brand new Victoria's Secret card. She didn't care. She didn't fucking care. Oh, my dad took the debit card. She didn't give a shit. She just opened up a new credit card. My mother was fucking awful. She had a card everywhere. Victoria's Secret card, Old Navy card, Macy's card, Strawbridge card, whatever the fuck. She had a card for everything. But if my dad stopped drinking and he stopped gambling, would she have felt this compulsive need to shop and spend it so that he couldn't? Think about it. Like, you could change your behavior. You could change your behavior. And I think that is the point. You know, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but that's the point. You have to be able to learn to find gratitude in the lessons, take ownership of what your part in that was, and correct. If you have an intuition that's been out of commission for as long as you can imagine, since last life, you've had this intuition that's been out of commission, these emotions that have been out of commission since before this lifetime. They're out of commission. It doesn't mean that you can't function in a way that better suits you here. I have really, really big, strong, intuitive, and emotional feelings. If I don't keep them under control, I can't function here. I can't function. I care too much. And people taking advantage of other people or taking advantage of me, it fucking hurts me. And not just for what they took advantage of me for. It hurts me spiritually. Like, this is the fucking world. You know? Like, we need to set a better example. Start golden ruling this shit. If you're a fucking empath or a psychopath, it doesn't matter which end of the spectrum you're on. If you can live by the golden rule, end. Remember that the golden rule applies to everybody else. People treat you how they want to be treated. You treat others the way you want to be treated. So does everybody else. Others treat you the way they want to be treated. So if someone is insisting on using you and abusing you and taking advantage of you, you can either do the same to them or back out, because that's not who the fuck you are and you're not interested in becoming it to deal with them. Because the only person that's going to stick around in an abusive person's life is another abuser. Am I wrong? Two abusive people can stick together for a long time. But you take a healthy person, an emotionally healthier person, their behavior patterns when it comes to emotional relationships are more considerate. You take someone like that and put them with a psychopath, like, it's not going to last. Well, how do you build anything in life? With support? No one can build an empire by themselves. Unless your empire is like super fucking small, the size of a bathroom. Like, you know? Like, come on. Come on. Spirit knows you're better than this. Spirit knows you're better than this, and it's calling you out. Spirit's calling you out. It knows you're better than this. Everybody needs feelings. Everybody needs intuition. Everybody needs a moral code and compass. And everybody needs a little bit of cutthroat. Everybody needs a little bit of no bullshit, no nonsense, discipline. Everybody needs all those things. There's balance. If you're not familiar with the 12 universal laws, I would Google it and educate yourself on the 12 universal laws. Because they are no nonsense, no bullshit, cutthroat universal laws. And they are for the betterment of how you feel. They are there for you to use. You could feel any way you want to feel, right? They're learning. You're learning, right? They're teaching you. It is literally the structure of our classroom. Let's get some more insight into this. Let's get some more insight into this. Yeah, this person is healing their feminine energy. I've got the star with the Empress here. This person, they're not for everybody. They're not everybody's flavor. I feel like this person, they speak against the truth about what they want. They're not being honest about what they want. They're holding on to something in the material world, or someone is holding on to them materially. Might be with kids. We got the sun out here. They're not ready to heal with the 9 of Wands in the reverse. They're defending their choice of partner and possibly still believe in a victory. What they don't realize is it's going to close. It's the 8 of Swords with the 2 of Pentacles, and the World card finishes it, right? The World card on the bottom of the deck finishes it. It's over. Whatever this person has going on, whatever life they have going on, whatever truth they're not talking about, whatever is clinging to them, whatever it is, they have convinced themselves that it'll all be fine. It's all going to be victorious. It's all going to work out in the end. They have it under control. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Like, I hate to say that like that, but we have the Aries Libra polarity out here. You might have Aries Libra oppositions in your chart. And you are divinely connected to someone. Opposite ends of the spectrum. I'm hearing opposite ends of the spectrum. You guys are mirror souls with someone. It's like they're your arch nemesis and your greatest desire. Like you hate them because they're everything that you're not. But that's the exact reason why you love them too. And they're a reminder of all the things that you're not. And so you don't feel deserving of them. Because they deserve what they are. And you are not that. Right, the chest is empty. There's no heart in there. The Emperor here in this deck, there's no heart in his chest. And if you are like quantumly entangled with someone else, like a twin soul or something like that, and they are doing some insane healing on their end, like you might have no clue what the fuck is going on with them. You might have no clue what is going on in their life. You have no clue. And because they're going through some kind of transformational healing or some kind of evolution, like because your souls are tied, quantum linked, as they're going through elevation, spirit is forcing you to, because you're one and the same soul. And they're elevating what they are in control of, which is whatever facet of the soul they have. They're in control of their facet of it. And so they're elevating. And you can't not elevate because of it. You can't. If they're going through some kind of reset, then you are also going through some kind of reset. So you can play the devil or ignorant all you want. But your soul is tied to the other half. You know, if this is a psychopath, well, then we have what is essentially a fucking awesome earth angel on the other side. Probably a hardcore empath that's been dragged through the fucking ringer in life, right? Yeah, so I mean, if you know, if the other half of your soul, the other facet of your soul wasn't healing and they were exactly the same, yeah, you probably would end up with your victory. You probably wouldn't have to heal, and you could probably defend yourself and who you are, and continuing in the psycho way that you carry on. And unfortunately, but fortunately for you, your other half elevated. So you are by default elevating. You're not allowed to stay stuck. And that might mean you're losing everything and starting over. Because spirit's teaching you. Spirit is teaching you. You cannot be this way. You cannot be this way. It is not a way to be. Right? Being a psychopath, abusive, conniving, unpredictable, selfish, reckless, all the things, right? It's not the way to be. It's not the way to be. So I'm sitting here at my table, right? I was wondering when they'd find it. I had bought some corn on the cob from the store and didn't realize that the packaging was a little open and it started aging faster than I was able or willing to cook it. And so I had this slightly aging corn and I threw it out yesterday in my backyard where I know the squirrels are always going up against, like running up along the fence. And two squirrels were just chasing each other. They were just chasing each other, and they dead ass just fucking stopped and stared at the corn on the ground. And now both of them are over there just sitting there holding their corn on the cob, just eating fucking corn. It's so great. Their little fucking squirrel cheeks. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's so fucking awesome. I love animals. My garden is like that's my piece right there. I love my garden. Even when I was younger, like in my 20s and shit, I moved around a lot. Oh, we were getting greedy. One just tried to fight the other. Anyway, um, I used to move around with plants in pots. Wherever I moved, I'd take my plants with me. I had rose bushes, I had blueberry bush, I had a blackberry bush, I had my aloe plant, which I still have. Still have my aloe plant. I've had that for like 20 some odd years. I love my plants. I used to move. I used to bring my plants with me. All right. Last but not least, secret code name. Batesian Mimicry. Now, Batesian or Batesian, it doesn't really matter. I asked Google AI and the different pronunciation things in Wikipedia, and I got both answers. So Batesian or Batesian Mimicry. I should probably write the time first before I go off on a tangent about it. Okay, so Batesian or Batesian mimicry is when a plant that is not poisonous and, possibly medicinal, right, evolves to mimic a poisonous plant as a self-defense so that it doesn't get eaten or destroyed or whatever, right? So Batesian mimicry is when a helpful or non-poisonous plant evolves to look like something poisonous, even if it's not, right? For self-preservation. And I feel like whatever this reading is, especially with the theme of severance pay, I just feel like it's going to be an interesting message because there is someone in the world, right, who is super helpful. Beautiful, not poisonous, right? Easily digestible. They're great. But they look like something poisonous. They're blending in. And that's so that they don't get destroyed, right? It's self-preservation. They are acting in a way that is not like them. They're literally acting out a character to blend in. I love this squirrel so much. He literally just stretched out like this. He laid his fucking ass on the stone wall and just fanned his legs out and stretched. He's sitting right in front of my window. Oh my god. If I didn't think I would mess up the angle of my camera. Oh, it's so fucking great. Let me see if I can get it. I'm just gonna see if he'll stay long enough for me to get a picture. I'll post it later. This is so cool. Set up later, my god. He's too cute. I'm sorry if y'all are mad that I'm taking time to photograph a squirrel. Adorable. Can I even show you from here? Oh my god, look at this squirrel. He stretched all the way out. He's chilling there. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love it. Fucking adorable. Okay. Batesian mimicry. Here we go. Oh my god. Spirit blesses me. I'll have to create a seconds timestamp. That'll be the squirrel timestamp. 1/9/29. Okay. So Spirit, what is going on? What is going on? Let's start with yeah. Okay. Is my indigo angel deck? We're gonna start here. Now I'm gonna pull a what's the vibe card. You are loved. You are loved on the bottom. We got patience and love yourself in the reverse. Kind of looking like that squirrel. Right? Look at her all stretched out, stretched forward. You know, her hands are forward. If you were guided to the secret code name or it's found you in divine time, spirit might literally just really be reminding you how loved you are, and that you might be having a hard time loving yourself right now, and it's okay because spirit is going to continue to remind you how much it loves you and that you are lovable even if you're having a hard time doing that for yourself. Okay. What's the vibe? What's the vibe? What's the vibe? Waves, emotions, worry, fear, and clingy. Old exes, dear relationships, or old ways. Dead relationships or old ways. And hopeless. Okay. Okay. So if you were guided to this message, you may be feeling pretty hopeless in the love department or romance department. You may have been quote unquote clingy in past relationships, dead relationships, right? When spirit's giving me a correction, you were not clingy. That's what they called you, but you were not clingy. You were excited about the relationship and the person that you were with, and they failed to share in that excitement. So they accused you of being clingy, but it's because they never had the same feelings that you did. Doesn't mean that you were clingy. It just means you reacted to the relationship in a way where you were investing into the relationship and were excited about your partner and wanted to spend as much time with them or energy with them as possible. Like, that was what brought you joy, being around them. It just wasn't shared. That same energy, that same connection wasn't shared. And I think you're worrying now, like the waves of emotion, you're worrying about whether or not you should even get into another relationship. Because at this point, I think you're confused about whether or not you were the problem. I think whoever you were with previously left you feeling like your emotions were the problem. Your feelings, you caring, you wanting to spend time with them or being excited to spend time with them, like you were the problem. That was not the problem. The way you loved was not the problem. You were just told that it was. Probably by more than one person who was not capable of emotions, or they just didn't have them for you and you were fulfilling a different need of theirs. You were fulfilling a different need that was not emotional. If you are highly emotional, you also have high emotional needs. So it's not really going to work out if you are involved with people who are not emotionally inclined. They're not emotionally available. You were emotionally available when other people weren't. And now you're finding yourself in a situation because you've had the emotions kind of beaten out of you, right? You are now battling being emotionally unavailable. Because you don't love yourself that way. That's not the version of you that you love. You don't love feeling shut off. You don't love feeling disconnected. You don't like things on the surface. You don't love yourself taking advantage of other people or ghosting other people or having to curb your enthusiasm for someone awesome in your life. There's nothing wrong with being excited about your partner and being in love with your partner and being all about your partner, but you have to find a partner who is not only looking for that kind of love, looking for that kind of partner, but who also can reciprocate it. I'm a fussy partner. My partner tells me they need something that would help them or whatever, and I'm on it faster than they can say, "Oh no, don't worry about it. I'm already on it." Like, I'm already on it. You need what? I'm already on it. I'm already on it. You didn't even know it yet, but I was on it yesterday. Like, but I need that kind of person. I have a high emotional intelligence. I need that back. Like, no slack. I need that back. It's fine. You know, if people are not emotionally available, that's fine. They're just not for me. And I think this is what you're learning. You're learning how to love yourself for the kind of person that you are without being a kind of person that you don't like being. If you're in isolation and solitude and you're really a people person and you love being around people, like, you don't love the version of yourself that's isolated. You don't love the version of yourself that's scared of people, that's scared of connection, that's scared to get close. You might need to seek out some kind of therapy. Seek out some kind of figure person to talk to that's healthy and unbiased, which is really important. Finding people to talk to that are healthy and unbiased is important. That's why therapy is so great. There are places locally that can help you with exactly that. You just got to look. Like, I found a place out here where I am. I'm talking to someone now officially for free to help me digest through things that I've been through in my life. Having a big old fucking heart. And other people not having the same, you know what I mean, kind of heart space. I don't feel like spirit's done with you here yet. I feel like you have more life to live. That is beautiful. But we really do need to work on healing this stuff first. You know what I mean? Because the hopeless card is loss, depression, and suicide. That's what we get when we're in a hopeless energy. The depression is real. The lows are real. I'm not a stranger to them. I'm not a stranger to them. I'll talk about it. You don't have to be alone. You are not the only one who has thoughts like that or has had thoughts like that. Like, what is the point of having such a huge heart and all of this love to give if people just take advantage of it, use it, abuse it, negate it, throw it away, hurt it, break it? You know? Like, I get it. What is the point of having this big heart if no one even wants to love you back with a heart just as big, or if no one's capable? I think there are people like that out there. I think we have to get more comfortable connecting with each other and being a community about it. Like, everybody goes through really hard times. Sometimes we just need other people to be there with us through it. We just need people present. I am still hopeful to meet and keep close in my everyday life beautiful hearted people. I think the world needs more of them. Like, as many of them as fucking possible. So no, you're not clingy. You're emotionally intelligent in a world where a lot of people aren't. A lot of people aren't. Yeah. People aren't taught how to even process their emotions. They're not even taught how to reflect inside of them. People aren't taught how to self-correct. People are taught to blame. People are gaslit. Like kids, even as kids, we're gaslit. And then we're expected to know how to have healthy adult relationships. Like, it's okay. You didn't, choose to have your parents gaslight you or teach you unhealthy relationship patterns. But you are in a spot now where, after being taught that you're the problem your whole life, you're having to relearn that the reality is you were never the problem. You were never actually the problem. You held patience and love for everybody else. Big emotions, right? Lots of caring for everybody else. You were loving other people the way you wanted to be loved. You wanted someone to get excited to talk to you or hang out with you. You wanted the same kind of love that you were giving. I think that's what people don't really understand. You give the kind of love you want. You give the kind of love that you want. So if you know how you love and how excited you get to be around somebody and have these big strong feelings, and that's the version of you that you love, then you have to, one, accept that that is the kind of person you need to let love you. That is the kind of person you need to save yourself for. Well, maybe it'll work with this person. Fuck maybe. Fuck maybe. Spirit loves you. And it knows how you love, and it wants you to get really comfortable accepting that you deserve the kind of love you give. Get really comfortable with that so that when it shows up, you don't feel uncomfortable and sabotage it or some shit. Having to forgive yourself for that fumbling good one is like the worst feeling ever. It's the hardest shit to do. Let's get some more insight into this. Yeah, I feel like you're a fucking earth angel here and you're trying to blend in with the fucking sociopaths of the world. It's like you're trying to blend in and be quote unquote normal and not give a shit. And you can't. That's not who you are. Right? Batesian Mimicry. The Fool, the Judgment card out twice, and the Tower. The Devil on the bottom. I think you have put yourself in isolation or put yourself in a cage, put yourself in a self-inflicted kind of prison because you're scared to death to go out there and get hurt. You have locked people out. You haven't learned necessarily how to keep your lovability, right? How you love other people and give to other people. You haven't necessarily learned how to regulate it yet, because when you give, you're all in and it's like the faucet just broke and it's just gushing out, right? And then if you turn it off, you have to turn it all the way off because you don't know how to give just a little bit, right? I feel like there is a little bit of misregulation that kind of needs to be adjusted. And so I think that you've maybe called this judgment to isolate, because you haven't necessarily learned how to integrate your yin and yang yet, your own inner masculine and feminine. This version of the Fool card is the Jester, right? It plays off the Jester kind of energy. And she's juggling all the planets, right? The planets are kind of dancing around her. You see the black hole in the background, right? The galaxy center. And I think you're very aware of the fact that life is it's kind of like a cosmic joke and no one understands the punchline. You're like, what is life if it's not a cosmic joke that no one understands the punchline? And so you're making these judgment calls, like, what am I willing to do? It says you can receive only what you are willing to see. Divine gifts must be claimed or lost. This is the card of second chances. This is literally the judgment card of second chances. This one is about inner union. Your own masculine and feminine energy, right? Your light body. It says when the final judgment is made, that yang will choose an alignment with yin, that the mind will never again ignore how the heart feels, and intuition is trusted and honored. The soul transcends. This is when the choice is made to accept the highest life path your soul can experience. This is divine desire. This is allowing your free will to align with divine will. This tower is the Vimana, and it's all about samadhi. It's about samadhi, which is a Sanskrit word, right? And it is about feeling this state of being in heaven while you are here on earth. That's what samadhi is. That's why I have it tattooed on my wrists. I feel like spirit is taking you places. I feel like spirit is taking you places. And I think it really starts with the definitive judgment call being made to give yourself a second chance and not give in to the hopelessness, but to, without a doubt, choose what is in alignment with your heart space. If it doesn't feel good, stop choosing it. Every time you talk to this person, you leave feeling drained, you leave feeling annoyed, you leave feeling tired, you leave feeling frustrated, you leave feeling sad, you leave feeling hurt, you leave feeling embarrassed, you leave feeling shamed. Like, if you leave a person's presence and every time that you're in their presence it feels like shit, like, stop being around them. Well, I can't do that. They're my mother. If I cut off my mother, then I'll have to lose my whole family. If your whole family would lose you because you feeling like shit dealing with your mother is what the outcome is, then so be it. Because not a single one of them cares about how you feel or that it's killing you inside dealing with your mother. You can't stand your brother or your sister. They're an absolute CUNT. Absolute. You can't stand it and you're tired of putting up with their shit just because they're family. Draw your line. It doesn't feel good. It's like you love the way that, energy drinks make you feel, but they upset your stomach. Well, stop fucking drinking energy drinks then. Get your caffeine another way. Something that's a little easier on the stomach. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. This is the biggest lesson for empaths. Because while we're pouring and we're giving and we're loving and we're just flowing all this beautiful energy out, we're receiving bullshit. And the bullshit we receive doesn't feel good. Like, yeah, it feels great to overflow. I love loving. I love being supportive. I love holding compassion. I love being of purpose and use to the happiness of someone else. I fucking love it. It makes me feel great to be able to give and watch someone else smile. I love that feeling. But doing that for the wrong people hurts bad. So I don't do it anymore. I still will absolutely love and overflow and pour if it feels good to do that. If it feels good to do that. But if the result is going to be bullshit, I'm not doing it no more. Finding a person who is capable of appreciating and reciprocating my fucking overflow. I mean, I'm still single. I haven't found them yet. But I am hopeful because I'm not wasting my time with the energy that doesn't, and I'm not hurting in the meantime. Because I could feel really good just giving to myself and overflowing to myself. And if I need to rest and I could take that time and love me that way, great. The last person that needs to judge me is me. And yet the only person who should be judging me is me. And I think you're in the same boat. I think you're in that boat. Where the only person that should be judging you is you, and the last person that should be judging you is also you. Give yourself a bit of a break. Like, let this be your confirmation. Yeah, you went through some crazy shit. You have really big feelings. You got burned really bad. And you feel hopeless, right? You're in that dark, low place. No one's ever going to love me. No one's ever going to be able to appreciate or reciprocate my love. You don't have to be in the dark place. That might be the truth for the moment. But it doesn't have to be the truth forever. Like, you know how many times those squirrels came in my backyard and there was no fucking corn there? But they came in my backyard today and there was not just one or two, but 4. Lovely corn stalks out there. They were beyond happy. In fact, I saw more squirrels in my backyard in the last half an hour than I have seen in the 4 years that I've lived here. There's the one who's still lounging on the wall. There's another one who ran off with one corn on the cob and went up the tree. He came back, brought another squirrel. So it's like, you really have to look for the blessings that you didn't even know were there. Like, the squirrels appreciated that the corn was out there, and that's a blessing. But the real blessing is that there is someone in this house who thinks of the squirrels, and they would love this corn. I could have just threw it out. I could have just thrown it in the can. But I'm the kind of person that thinks of the squirrels at 8 o'clock at night when they're asleep and not running around my garden in my backyard. Look for the blessings. It might not be obvious, but they're there. The beautiful parts of yourself, you might not see them all the time, but they're there. The beautiful parts of yourself, other people might not see them all the time or often, but it doesn't mean they're not there. You're still beautiful. You're still beautiful. Some people love Louis Vuitton. Some people think that shit is fucking ugly and overpriced. Your big, beautiful, intuitive emotions are an acquired taste. Some people do not see the beauty in it. There are times when you have not seen the beauty in it and you've hated yourself for it. You hated yourself for your feelings. You don't have to do that. You don't have to hate yourself for your big feelings. I love that you have big feelings in the world. I love it. Thank God. Like, thank God you're in the world with big feelings and you are capable of giving a shit about someone other than yourself. That you are capable of consideration. That consideration is the first thing you do besides just, thinking only about what you have to gain in the moment and no one else and how your actions affect other people. Like, thank you for being like a real one. You're a real one. Thank God. Thank God. Let's get some more insight for you. Let's see what else is going on. What does this look like? Right, this new moon energy, this severance pay. We have See, this is why it's so fucking important you have this message. This is why it's so important you stuck around. Yep. Yep. World card is on the bottom. This sadness cycle's over. It's over. Attracting people who would accuse you of being clingy and da-da-da-da-da and all that bullshit and have you inside your head feeling insecure about yourself and the way you love, that's over. You've apologized to yourself for betraying yourself. I think you're owning the fact that you have given your best version to people who did not know how to reciprocate that kind of energy. I think you're well aware of it. You saw people's potential. You didn't see who they were at face value, right? Or if you did see who they were at face value, you ignored it and hoped that their potential would come through, right? You had ignored it for a time. Those cycles are over, though. You're not hunting for potential anymore. People either show up with the kind of energy you have and they click with you, or they don't. You're not down for games. There is no wait 3 days to text me. If you didn't enjoy the shit out of my company and want to call me when you get home, or want to wish me good morning the next day, or want to hang out with me again as soon as possible, if that's not the kind of person you are, I'm not interested. I will not even respond to your next text. Watch that next text after a date come in 3 days exactly later. Bitch, I ain't fucking answering. I am not answering. Like, what game are you playing? How old are we? I'm 40. I don't want to fucking wait 3 days so that you can feel comfortable texting me back so that you don't look too eager. Bitch, I want you to be eager. I want you to be excited to fucking call me and talk to me and see me. Like, if that's not who you are, we are not compatible. We are not compatible. I think with these cards that you have forgiven yourself for self-sabotage. I think you've process and or are going to be going through the alchemy process where you are utilizing your emotions, utilizing your intuition as a GPS or guide to determine who or should or shouldn't be in your life. Who should or shouldn't be in your life. Your feelings are now your GPS. If they don't make you feel good, your time with them is limited and or cut off because that's what you're choosing. It doesn't feel good. You're out. I think you're alchemizing. I think the universe is about to overflow. We got the Ace of Cups here with the Lovers and the Page of Pentacles. I think Spirit is going to overflow to you a partner. A partner in life. A partner in life, whether romantic or otherwise. I think Spirit is sending you a forever person. You just have to be willing to accept it. This person loves you and cares about you and would do anything for you. Their smile, your smile is important to them. And your tears break their heart. That's the last thing they want to see is you upset. I think this is the kind of person that Spirit is bringing in for you. And you might not be ready for them right now. You might not be ready. You might still be going through your self-forgiveness process, and that's fine. There might be many different people who resonate to this reading, but are at different points in the energy. Some people might still be, down dark in the bottom. Some people might be in the transition. Some people might be right here, where they think that this is their person right in front of them and they're not sure, and that's the confirmation spirit needed to give them. Yeah, this is your forever person. This is your partner in life. This is your people, you know? At the end of the day though, you're all going to end up right here with this Ace of Cups overflow from spirit. This beautiful lover's card, match made in heaven. And an opportunity to really shine and grow something new in this life that is way different from what you've already grown. No one deserves the beautiful win more like someone who has come out of hating themselves, who acknowledged that they did not like who they are and the kind of choices that they made and decided to change, decided to shift. There is no more fitting reward than happily ever after for someone who has come out of hating themselves and redefining themselves in a way that they could love. I hope that reading has helped put things into some perspective for you. That maybe you really were never the problem. Maybe you really weren't. Maybe a whole lot of people in your life were really shitty. But Racy, they were all really shitty. Are you sure I'm not the problem? They were all fucked up. Yeah, it literally, you are not the problem. They're all fucked up. They're all fucked up. The way you love was not the problem. The way you care is not the problem. It never was. And it never will be. The gross majority of people in this world do not think that people like you exist. People with big hearts, real hearts, genuine care. The gross majority of people don't think you exist. You're like a unicorn. You're not real. You're a myth. A legend. You're not real. The shoe's gonna fall off the other foot any minute. The shit'll hit the fan any second. The real you will come out. The real monster will come out underneath this beautiful person that you're portraying yourself as. The devil is under there. No. You are genuinely a beautiful heart, a beautiful person. You deserve all the best things. And Spirit just needed you to learn how to choose that for yourself in a world where there's a lot of fucked up people. Your parents were fucked up. Hell, your grandparents could have been fucked up. Your siblings could have been fucked up. Your cousins could have been fucked up. Your best friends in school could have been fucked up. People you met along the way at work were fucked up. Exes were fucked up. They're all fucked up. Not you. I know that sounds like kind of crazy, but you are not the problem. You are not the problem. Let's pull a Crystal Mandala Oracle. Yeah, you're not the problem. You are a solution to the problem that the higher spirit that is sent here, because everybody has fucking problems here. Everybody has fucking problems here on Earth. And Spirit was like, we need a cleanup crew. We need big hearts in the world. There's not enough people with big hearts in the world. Sent you here. You know how many people are going to beat themselves up at some point in their life for not being a better person for you? That's their fate. You can't stop them from receiving their fate. But that's why you're here. People are assholes. They're fucked up and they have problems and they can't stay that way. It's not right. Spirit don't like it. Spirit don't like it. No one else matters but you. You're the only person that fucking matters in the world. It doesn't matter if other people are hurting. Okay, 𝐃𝐨𝐬𝐽𝐲. Okay. You need to go find Sophia. Right? Jeez. What guidance, please, Spirit? What guidance, please? Secret code name. Batesian or Batesian Mimicry. What kind of advice? Ascended Master Serapis Bay. And clear calcite. Karmic grace. I love this card. Okay. Card number 19. Yeah, perspective is everything. Perspective is everything. If the world tries to beat it out of you, it's because there's probably a part of you that really does need to be here and you make them wildly uncomfortable. Oh, everybody lies. Everybody lies. No, I don't. I don't. No, you must lie. Everybody lies. No, I don't. No, I don't. If you ask me how I feel and I don't feel great, I'm going to tell you I don't feel great. I'm not going to say fine. Oh, all the time? Oh, you're not afraid of hurting someone's feelings? No. I'm afraid of lying. I'm afraid of being dishonest and what that does to my psyche. So if me telling the truth all the time pisses you off because you don't know how to live life and not lie, that sounds like a you problem. That sounds like a you problem. Everybody else is playing games with you. Y'all are trying to figure each other out, trying to figure out what the lie is, trying to figure out what the omission is. I'm just fucking honest. And you know, if you talk to me, that's what you're going to get. Some people don't like it. They'd rather me be a liar. That's great. I'm not going to be a liar, though. Go find somebody else who lies to humor you. Go play with the other liars then. You don't know how to deal with me. Start being honest all the time. Then you'll know how to deal with me. Right? You know what I mean? On a real note, though. Ascended Master Serapis Bay in clear calcite says, we bring you the blessing of karmic grace. There are many ways to learn and grow. Some ways are joyful and some more challenging. Sometimes a challenge can be best resolved through profound struggle that forces you to transform in such a way that you can never go back to what has been. The struggle might have been deeply painful for the body, mind, and emotions, and yet what is gained from that experience is a multiplicity of blessings, personal power, freedom, insight, self-respect, and wisdom. These qualities then help you live a better life where that past pain need not be repeated. Sometimes the struggle is what will bring you the greatest spiritual progress, and sometimes a more joyful path will be how you grow best. The universe loves you with such passion that you shall never be denied what you most need and what shall help you fulfill your divine destiny. The struggles we encounter in life can be challenging enough without adding unnecessary guilt, shame, or judgment into the mix. There are times when the path of life becomes easier, more flowing, effortless, and shining with radiant grace. And in those moments, we feel as if we are doing something right, and the universe is affirming and validating us, and everything just falls into place, and we feel blessed. What can be more difficult to accept is that there is grace in the struggle, too. The divine, in its infinite love for you, will empower you to fulfill your innate potential. For some, that may be a gentler journey of progress, less challenging to body, mind, and soul, and it may be entirely appropriate for a particular soul to be in a lifetime focused on tranquility and feeling supported, rather than being thrown crown chakra first into the upheaval that typically accompanies intense spiritual transformation. There may be times in your life Even if you are one of the souls here to experience the challenge that frequently accompanies accelerated spiritual growth, where your path is gentler, brighter, and more effortless. When this happens, it is what will serve you best. Even the most intense paths that include experiences of trauma or abuse, perhaps especially those paths, will need times of lightness and joy. Even the darkest paths need a little bit of light. If you have been puzzled by your experience in life, difficulty or effortlessness, and you're trying to make sense of it, relax. Accept that karmic grace bestows upon you the best way to grow and manifest your divinity in every moment. You don't have to understand it, but to accept it and trust it, you need to believe that you are truly loved by the universe. You need to believe you are truly loved by the universe. Either way you cut it. Either way you cut it. Whether life is effortless or the struggle of your lifetimes, the universe has gifted you the experience you have in the way that it has for a reason. There are psychopaths here on this earth for a reason. People who have really, really, really big emotions need to learn how to regulate. And there is a reason why those people with really, 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 really big, unmanageable fucking emotions, overflow, unconditional love, empath people are here. Because those psychos out there need the reminder that there is another way to be. Not everybody lies. Not everybody cheats. Not everybody steals. Not everybody is abusive. Not everybody gaslights. Not everybody does. Some people can be trusted. Some people can be depended upon, relied upon. Some people bring stability into your life. And they have no intention of not being a blessing. They have every intention of being a blessing every day of the rest of your life if you can love them and appreciate them for it. Spirit has us all here for a reason. And we all gotta love the perfectly happy people who have quote unquote perfectly happy lives, because that's Spirit's way to remind us, hey, happiness is real. You can have it too. Hey, things work out. Healed people get together and they live a decent life. They're at peace. A fucking men. I will opt in for peace. Peace of body, mind, and soul. Hell fucking yeah. You can throw in peace of finances too, Spirit. Let's work on that. Let's throw in some peace of finances too, eh? You know? Like, I feel for you. Batesian Mimicry. You are carrying yourself in this world in a way that helps you blend in with other people. You might act like you don't care when you do. You might cry in private. You might go back into the group chat or work the next day and act like everything is okay, like what someone said or did didn't fucking bother you when it did. Maybe you could just quietly apply for a couple new jobs and see what happens. Just see. You don't have to prove that you're a good person to any of these people. They'll feel that the day you're gone. They will feel that the day you're gone. There is no way to not feel the exit of a blessing. And they can bury it, and they could shove it down, and they can ignore the fact that it bothers them that you're gone for as long as they could possibly keep it buried. But there will not be a day that they don't reflect back on it and wonder how things would have been if they just treated you better. If they just listened and considered what you were saying. People genuinely don't know what they have until it's gone. And Spirit designed you with this beautiful energy, designed you specifically to be taken away from people who didn't know how to appreciate it or deserve it. Everybody gets a chance to grow. Everybody gets a chance to evolve. Everybody can level up. Any psychopath can decide that they are going on the path of empathy. But you are one of those beautiful souls that Spirit sent here specifically to be taken away from people. That is why you got experiences with X person here and X person there and this fucking asshole there and that fucking bitch over there. Like, you got wrapped up in all these different relationships where you cared so much that you literally sacrificed your own fucking peace for theirs. What a blessing it is to have someone that concerned with your peace. Spirit designed you that way, literally, so that you could be taken away from them. They needed to feel the loss of you. And if you've gotten to a point where you no longer want to feel pain, you no longer want to give and feel hopeless that nobody can reciprocate, that's where the lesson stops. That's where Spirit says, great, you have done everything that you were designed to do, and now you are literally focusing on tweaking it for a reason. You're not just full-blown faucet running anymore for a reason. You're learning how to regulate yourself, because now you're going to be meeting people who genuinely are a blessing. Spirit said you need some of that. Now you need some of that. I don't need you to be the blessing in other people's lives so that I could take you away from them and let them fucking figure it out and learn, the consequences of their actions and their choices. You've done an excellent job being exactly the way you were designed, with your big heart and your big feelings and your big caring. And now you are guided to tweak it for a reason. You're guided to reciprocity for a reason. You're guided to equal give and take for a reason. You're guided to feel appreciated for a reason, because you're not meant to be taken away from people anymore for being the overflow, the blessing that they lost. That's not your story anymore. It's not your story anymore. Spirit said that's over. The door is shut. The door is shut. You're clinging on to what? A hopeless person? No. You're not clinging on to shit anymore. You're vibing. You're not clinging. You're vibing. So much so that I think if you got to I think right now you're at this place in your journey where if you were to feel yourself getting clingy, you would immediately back off. Like, nah, fuck that. Telltale sign, that's trouble. If I'm getting clingy, I need to get the fuck away from you. Because I already know if I continue to cling, it's going to result in pain. I have to let you go. Immediately. Immediately. If I feel the need to cling, I'm out. If I feel the need to chase, oh, I'm out. Honey, I'm out. You put me in a position where my wounded trigger starts setting off, like, oh, chase just a little bit. Just reach out. Just this, just that. You're great. You can love them into seeing who you are and your worth. No, absolutely fucking not. You put me in a position where I feel like I gotta chase. Thank you for confirming exactly your type of energy. I already know how this ends. I've been there. I've lived it a few times. No thanks. Now, if a person is reaching out to me and they come off like they're chasing me, great. Only they're not going to be chasing, because I'm not going to run. Like, we can run together. If you want to do that, we can go for a jog. It's nice outside. You know, like I'll do that. I'll run through the fresh air and the sunshine, you know? But if someone is chasing me, I'm just going to get real honest with them. If someone is legit chasing and I'm like not guided to be in their presence or whatever, then we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to have to let them know really honestly, like, I appreciate you and I see you and I see how much you care. And I love that. Like, I appreciate what you're doing, but I am not in a position to reciprocate the kind of energy you're giving me. I don't mind giving this and I don't mind giving that. I'm available in this way. I'm available in that way. But anything beyond that, that's not where I am. Like, you have to be really clear with people. And if they're doing too much, you literally have to tell them, please, like, I love you and appreciate you, but it's too much. It's too much. I would have loved, right, if my ex, my psycho ex, literally would have just said, please stop. I know you love me, but you can't do this, and you can't do this, and you can't do this, because when you love me in all of these ways, which do help me, like, let's not get it twisted, they help me. But when you do all of these things, I get extremely insecure and I start to punish you so that you stop doing those things because I don't know how to reciprocate. So instead of me being an asshole and punishing you for being nice to me, punishing you for considering me, I'm just going to tell you, if you continue to treat me like this, I can't reciprocate it, and I'm probably going to get volatile to make you stop if you don't. Like, it would have been helpful. Because the minute I called them a liar and loved them anyway, I would have got exactly what the fuck they said. Listen, I don't know how to receive love. I don't know how to give it back. So when you love me extra and you're overflowing like this, I really can't handle it, and I'm inclined to push you away. I'm inclined to ghost you and push you away. I don't know how to be loved. Like, you need to stop. If you do want me in your life, you need to back off. It sounds counterintuitive, but that's how they function. Right? Avoidant attachment styles. So just learn. Learn to read people at face value. Potential's great. It's a Sagittarian quality to see potential. Sag is great at seeing potential. Water signs are excellent at seeing potential. The problem is it's just potential, though. It's not real. It's not real. Nothing about potential is real. That's why it's potential. So what is the reality of them? Are they supportive? Are they encouraging? Are they kind? Are they that special kind of smartass that you like? Do they have the right kind of humor? Like, are they good to you? Does being around them feel good? Because if it doesn't feel good to be around them, if it doesn't feel good to hear what comes out of their mouth, directly or indirectly, because they could say a whole lot of nice things to you and be an asshole about you behind your back. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta learn how to trust what you feel and not negate it, but like wholeheartedly trust it. There's a reason why your feelings are that big, because you can trust how you feel. And I think that's really important. Yeah, you're stronger than you know. You're stronger than you know. Just FYI, in case you just needed that reminder before we start wrapping it up here. Like, you're stronger than you know. You are going to want to double down, right? If you've been in this kind of energy before, you're going to want to double down. You've invested your time, love, energy, and consideration into someone. You're not going to want to see it fail. You're going to double down. You're going to triple down. You're going to quadruple down. Pride, right? This is what the strength card is. It's about pride. I don't want to be wrong. I love this person so much. I don't want to be wrong. I've given so much to this person already. I don't want to take a loss. I haven't got back what I've given them. They haven't given it back to me yet. I'm in a debt. I'm in an energetic debt with this person. I want them to pay it back. Like, I'll leave when things are fair. Like, nah, it'll never be fair. The ego, the sense of control. I don't want to leave it yet. I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing that. And hopefully their potential comes to light. Like, stop trying to control it. People show you face value. And you're strong, and you can silence the ego that wants to control and literally look at it for face value. That is your feminine, that is your intuition saying, hey, it doesn't feel good. That's your feminine, that's your intuition. That's your yin inside saying, hey babe, I know you think right with your brain. I know you think you love this person, but it doesn't feel good. So like can we maybe think about this in a different way? Can we maybe not, you know, idolize this person, sacrifice for this person, because it really doesn't feel good, you know? Like, listen to yourself. Your yin will never steer you wrong. Your yin will never steer you wrong. You're always moving in the right direction if it feels good. The minute it stops feeling good, that is the minute you know the universe is asking you to consider maybe changing directions, changing your approach. You know, how you deal with certain things or certain people. Remembering that people treat you the way they want to be treated. So if they're treating you with disrespect, do not fucking hold back and or cut yourself off. They teach you how they want to be treated. If they are treating you like shit, it's because they want to be treated like shit. They will fall head over heels for someone who treats them like shit. Because they treat people who love them like shit. But you know, when you're dealing with someone like that, if you don't want to treat someone like shit, if that's not who you are, then you need to let them go. I loved my ex through and through. He was one of those fucking psychos. I was an empath and I loved him through and through. Couldn't talk me out of it. Couldn't talk me out of it. I loved him so much. And you get to this point where the little voice inside you says, I know you love who you are when you're with him. I know you love feeling like Superwoman. I know you love being the thank God you're here person. But if it doesn't feel good to stick around, then maybe you really do have to leave. And I didn't cheat on the man. I didn't cheat on him, didn't steal from him, didn't use him on the way out or throughout the relationship, but all the way up until the very end. I never did anything with the intention of hurting him. Never. And I don't regret that. I don't regret being that kind of person. I loved that version of myself. I just didn't like the version of myself that was hurting because I wasn't getting it back. And I think that's where you're at. Learning how to love yourself and learning how to say, it's okay, I deserve to receive. I deserve to receive. What I receive is up to me. What I receive is up to me. What you receive is up to you. What you give is also up to you. I can't be an asshole. Like my psycho ex would gaslight, use, abuse, cheat, lie, steal. It doesn't matter. Take advantage of, like the whole 9 yards. That's not who I am. I could have been like that. I could have turned myself into that. He probably would still be with me if I did. If I was an abusive, horrible, using him, degrading him, stealing from him kind of person, I'd probably still be with him. He'd probably love me more. But that's not who I am, and it doesn't feel good to be that way. So I left him. It's okay. You can be who you are. You can find somebody to love you the way that you want to be loved. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same. Even if that means I find myself and love myself that way. Right? There is nothing wrong with that either. And I think that's the big thing. If you love who you are and you're a kind person and you're a good person and you wouldn't actually change that for the world, then don't. Just change who you give it to. Learn to read the cues. If it felt good, for the first 2 years, 2 months, 2 decades. Maybe you absolutely love this person for 20 fucking years. And it was good. But if it's going down and you can try and talk about it and there's no change and it continues going down and it doesn't feel good and there's no coming back from it, well, then you got to leave. It's just Spirit's way of saying, hey, 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 there's something out there in the world that feels better than this. Go get it. There's something else in the world that feels better than this. Go get it. Set yourself free. Give yourself permission. You know? I do hope that you guys enjoyed the messages. Spirit guided me to it today, and whoever they're meant to find, I'm sure will find them now or in divine time. And I don't know when I'll post again or go live again. I had a feeling back in December of 25 that Spirit was going to have me go live for this event, whether I was, actively reading or whatever or not. I had a feeling Spirit was going to guide me to today. I don't know when or if I'll be back for other readings or other events, but you guys can still book readings with me. Like, I'm not doing readings. I'm not offering them in my Etsy shop like I used to. You just shoot me an email. I have like Cash App and PayPal and whatever shit like that, Venmo. We could work it out there. I'm not actively in my Etsy shop every day, and I don't want it to get, where someone might have ordered something and I just don't see it for a month. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to leave anybody hanging because I'm not checking Etsy like that. So if you guys really do want a reading with me, I'm all for it. Just shoot me an email or something. We'll work it out. And if you do have readings with me that you booked in advance and saved for a rainy day, like, they don't expire. I've said it a million times, but I'll say it one more. Like, they don't expire. They are still on the books. They will be on the books on my deathbed. I will pull out tarot or cards and read or channel for you so long as I'm breathing. So long as I'm breathing in this life or the next, because I guarantee you catch me next life somewhere and I owed you a reading from this life, something's going to guide me to read for you for free. So something in that next life is going to guide me to read for you for free because you bought one in this life. So I'm still here. All right. I'm always still here. Whether you see me popping up on videos or not, I'm always here. You can reach out to me. In the meantime, I love y'all. I'm going to get these timestamps in for you so you can pop back, hop around, rewatch the messages in divine time. And I'll see you again. All right. Much love, everybody. Bye.